Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be back again with another video this week. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, good to have you here. My name is Barbara. Oh, don't go yet, don't go, just wait. I have something to tell you. I'd like you to please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course you're gonna see a bell on the right. Just click on that bell. What that does is it notifies you when a new video is posted on the channel. And of course, share the video with your friends and family members. If you are a returning subscriber, my love, you are welcome back. Thank you for coming back to watch my video. You are the best. That's for you. In today's video, I'd like to talk about something very interesting. Now, remember in my introductory video, I did say that I work as an ESL tutor, right? Good. So today, I'd like to talk about 5 top paying online ESL companies that you could work for. Yes. So if you're currently unemployed or you have a 9-to-5 and you need a side hustle, I've got something for you. I've got the tea. All you have to do is sit till the end of this video and you get all the information you need. So if this video interests you, please stay. Let's get right into the video. ESL. ESL means English as a second language. So if you work as an ESL tutor, you will be teaching English as a second language to people whose first language is not English. So they might speak Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Russian in fact, and might need or might want to improve their English skills. So that is where you come in as an ESL tutor. So you help them to develop good skills like writing skills, listening skills, speaking skills, reading comprehension skills. You help them hone these skills, make them get better, help them get better, communicate clearly and fluently in English. There are some things you must have before you even think of applying for the post of an ESL tutor. Yes, you must have them. Emphasis on must. And some of these things are: 1, a working laptop, a phone, or a tablet. Now, some companies insist that you must use a laptop, while others don't mind if you use just your phone or tablet. Okay? Make sure your laptop is doing just fine, your phone is good, and all of that. Second thing you must have is a working camera. So if the camera on your laptop is working fine, good for you. But if not, all you have to do is get a webcam, connect it to the laptop, and you are good to go. Your phone also should have a very good camera. It doesn't have to be the latest phone, latest gadget like iPhone 14, no. Just make sure that the phone you're currently using has a clear camera, enough for your students to see you clearly. That's all you need, okay? Good. The next thing you should have is a good internet connection. Make sure that whatever service provider you're using, make sure that the connection is good where you live. So if, for example, you notice that MTN doesn't work so good around your house, you might want to move and change to maybe Airtel or 9mobile or even Glo, or just about any service provider you think works well for you. Also, I'd like to add that it would be nice if you could have another one on standby. I'll give you an example. I currently use Glo, so when I'm teaching and my internet connection gets really bad, I quickly switch to MTN. Glo works just fine in my house, but sometimes these things can be very unpredictable. So when it goes off, MTN works just fine for me. So make sure that you have another service provider on standby, okay? Another thing you must have as an ESL tutor is a working headset. Yes, a working headset. Okay, no, don't rush to get a JBL. No, don't say because Barbara said get a good headset, you get a JBL. No, don't do that. You can start small. Start with either a good earphone that works just fine, or you could get AirPods that work just fine as well. Just start somewhere, and then that way you could build up towards getting a standard headset. But make sure that whichever one you're using is clear enough for your students to hear you when you speak, and also you hear them when they speak, so it's vice versa. All right, very good. Also, a couple of other things which are not must-haves, but you might want to, strive at getting, would be one, a very good background, something catchy, especially when you teach children. Just make sure your background looks presentable enough. You don't have to go designing just when you're starting. No, you could just use something very plain, and then later on when you start to make money, you can now begin to design or buy stuff to redecorate and all of that. Okay, also have good lighting. You do not need a ring light, not necessarily, but if you can afford to get one, please do that, just to make sure that your face is well illuminated and your students can see you very well. So these are some of the things you would need when you want to become an ESL tutor. Now, having known all of this, let's get right into the different companies you can apply for as an ESL tutor. The first one I'd like to talk about is Cambly. Now, Cambly offers you two opportunities. You either work for Cambly Kids or you work for Cambly Adult. Now, Cambly Adult would pay you $10 per hour, while Cambly Kids will pay you $12 per hour. Let's talk about the pros. You do not need a degree to apply for the job. You do not need a TOEFL certificate either. So students who need a side hustle, who are in the university, who haven't gotten their bachelor's degree yet, can actually apply and get the job working as an ESL tutor for Cambly. So yeah, that's a good thing about them. Another thing is they offer flexible schedule with no minimum hours and only 12-hour cancellation notice needed. What does that mean? It simply means that you can decide how long you want to work for. You could decide to work for 2 hours today, work for 4 hours tomorrow, take a break the next day, and just work based on your convenience, work based on the amount of time you're willing to spend on the platform. Also, regarding the cancellation notice window, just in case there's an emergency and you're not so sure if you'll be able to handle the classes already scheduled, you have 12 hours to cancel the class and there will be no penalties at all. So that's a good thing. The teaching materials are made available for you. You decide how you want to use the teaching material, so you do not have to worry about creating your own lesson plan. No, Cambly provides all of that for you. You decide what topic to discuss with your student based on the level of comprehension that student has. So if the student is at the basic level, you could decide, okay, this material, which is a basic material, would be perfect for you, and just tailor it to the person's assimilation level. All right, good. Another thing about Cambly, which is now a con, let's talk about cons, is the fact that although the application process is straightforward, no demo, no interview, the approval process is a bit dicey. So here's the thing. You might not get an approval immediately, right? You won't get approved immediately. You might wait a while. However, if you get rejected, you do not get a rejection mail. Yes, that's quite annoying. I know, it's very annoying. So when you get rejected, you're not notified or told, oh, we're sorry that we cannot take you at this time, please try again. No, you don't get that. You just get radio silence. You don't get a mail, nothing. So if you've waited for a while and you've not gotten a mail, that just simply means that you were rejected. So this is pretty much everything you need to know about Cambly. I will leave the application link in the description box, so at the end of this video you could just go there, check out the website, and see if it's something that works for you. All right, the next company I'd like to talk about is Novakid. Novakid, as the name implies, is strictly for kids. And the beautiful thing about Novakid is that they hire both native and non-native speakers, but you teach just children. Now, you need a degree to get the job working for Novakid. Yes, you need a bachelor's degree. You also need a TOEFL certificate. These two things are very important to get the job. You also would need at least 1 year experience working as an ESL tutor. So they want to be sure that you have experience teaching children before they can bring you into the fold and say, oh, go ahead, teach our kids. They want to be sure that you're good enough to handle children. Another thing about Novakid is that unlike Cambly, where you have flexible schedule, for Novakid you have to remit a minimum of 20 hours per week. You have to work for at least 20 hours every week. That's quite limiting, you know. That doesn't let you freelance as much as you would have like Cambly. Okay, now something very interesting about Novakid is the fact that you can withdraw your earnings at any time. Now, just like Cambly, it can take months before you get accepted to start teaching. So the process is quite long. Applying, interviews, you know, getting ready before you now start working as a teacher for Novakid. That might take a while. So that's something that might prevent you from wanting to apply for Novakid. But yeah, that's pretty much almost everything you need to know about Novakid. The next company I'd like to talk about is Eigox. Now, Eigox accepts both native and non-native speakers and requires no formal qualifications, making them a reasonable option for new teachers. So if you're planning on delving into the world of ESL tutoring as a new teacher, as a first timer, this is a wonderful option for you because it helps you learn on the job, it helps you grow and build experience. You do not need any certification at all. You do not even need a TOEFL certification. It pays you between $3 to $22 per hour, and you have like a one-on-one class interaction. So you do not have to take so many children or so many adults at once. You have one participant per class. Okay, you actually would need to remit 10 hours per week. Something that I do not really like about Eigox is the fact that the pay is capped at 50% during probation period. So they want to check to see if you're good enough to teach their clients. They want to be sure that you're capable enough, so they cap your earning at 50%, yeah, and you have to take about 10 lessons before you start to earn at 100%. But once you get to the 10th lesson, 100% is given to you completely. The next one is Preply. As you can tell from my facial expression, I love Preply. Yes, Preply is a teacher marketplace delivering over 100 subjects to adults and children, and you have one-on-one classes, or you can teach in groups. Very flexible, so you can decide, okay, I want to take my classes in groups and just enjoy that, or you can decide you want to take just a one-on-one lesson and enjoy that as well. You do not need any qualifications, no bachelor's degree, okay? no TOEFL certification needed, and the pay ranges from $10 to $38. And most times, not most times, no, all the time, all the time, you get to decide how much you want to earn. So unlike those other companies where they decide this is how much we're going to pay you, you have between $10 and let's just say $40, because it's about $38.90. So let's just approximately give it $40. So you have to decide between $10 and $40 how much you want to be paid. You can decide, okay, how much am I worth? I'm going to be paid $30. I'm going to be paid $20. It's all up to you. Another thing that I really love about Preply is the fact that there are no minimum hours, so you do not need to remit any minimum hour per week. But here's something you should know about Preply. It's a marketplace. Remember when I said marketplace earlier? It's a marketplace. That simply means that you have to go to the market, literally, to find your students yourself. Students are not handed over to you like those other companies, Cambly, Novakid, and the rest of them. No, you have to go find your students yourself. So it might take a while to get your first student because of the competition. Yes, I'll give you an example. If a student says, hi there, I'm Stacy, I need a tutor to help me improve my speaking and reading skills. You have an influx of teachers who would say, hi Stacy, I can help you. Hi Stacy, I'm good for the job. Hi Stacy this, hi Stacy that. And Stacy has to decide which one. She sits like a queen and decides, maybe I like this one. I don't think I like this teacher. Stacy decides who's going to teach her. Yes. So if you're fortunate enough, you get picked by Stacy. If Stacy likes your lesson, you will have Stacy as a permanent student. So anytime you get a student for the first time, do your best to impress so that those students become returning students, and that's where your shmoney comes from. Absolutely. Whenever I talk about Preply, I'm always smiling because I love the platform so much. So bear in mind that when you start, you might not have students immediately, but when you do, it's just an easy ride from there. Just enjoy the ride as it goes. You have to put out a demo video to also attract students. So if your demo video is inviting, is appealing, they might watch the video and decide, I want to work with him or I want to work with her. So those are some things to know about Preply. Here's a con about Preply. Teachers are not paid for each hour-long trial lesson, leading to a lot of unpaid time. So this means that every time you have a trial lesson with your student, because every first class with you is a trial lesson, that's the class you need to use to impress that student to make them become a returning student. So for that trial lesson, you're not paid at all. You're not paid, but I think it's a good opportunity to help improve your skills as a teacher yourself. So it's not much of a big deal for me. It might be for you, I do not know, but I don't have a problem with it. So that's all you need to know about Preply. The next one, which is the last company for today, is Engoo. They used to be called Bibo Global, but they're now known as Engoo. Now, Engoo has no academic qualification requirement. They provide both child and adult students, and they have flexible teaching with no minimum peak hours. So you do not need any certifications like a TOEFL certificate or a bachelor's degree to apply for this job. You also have a very flexible work schedule. You do not need to work for certain hours within a week. You decide how long you want to work. If you want to work for 4 hours, if you want to work for 2 hours, if you want to just work for 1 hour, you decide yourself. Okay, another important thing to know is that Engoo provides incentives and bonuses. That's one of the reasons why I love this company. They do this to just put you on your toes and make make you want to work even more. Now, for every 160 classes you take, you're given a $35 bonus. So if within a month you're able to take 320 classes, that is about $70 to add it to your regular pay. So that's interesting, right? I know. Now, as a first timer working for Engoo, in your first month, for the first 200 classes you're able to take, you will also be given an added bonus. So this is just to help you understand the workings of the website, the company, and encourage you to take as many classes as possible. And this is mostly because the pay is not as much as what Preply would offer. Yeah, they offer between $2 to $10 per hour. Now, something else you should know is that there is no marketplace here in Engoo. The students are provided for you. So if you're going to be available for a couple of hours, let's say between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., yeah, you just open a time slot within that period and students will see that you're available to teach, so they book your lessons themselves. Teaching materials are also made available for you. You have to teach people within the ages of 2 and maybe 80, so you get to meet people of all ages. You can teach kids who are 2 years old. I know I've taught a 2-year-old. Yes, he could barely say a word, but it was an interesting class. I've also had to teach someone who was almost 88 years old. Yeah, so that's a very good thing. You get to meet people from all walks of life, different ages, and interact with them. Now, the con that I do not like much about Engoo is a cancellation penalty. Unlike Cambly and Novakid, where you get a 12-hour window or you get a 4-hour window to cancel a class due to an unforeseen occurrence or an emergency, Engoo does not give you that liberty. So when you cancel a class, you will be penalized, whether it's an emergency or not. You will be penalized for every cancelled class that you have. Now, sometimes, not all time, sometimes it takes time to build up bookings as a new teacher. It might work that way for you, for others it might not. But from personal experience, when I started working for Engoo, my very first open slot, I was able to get over 35 students at a go. I would explain that in another video, but it was easy for me to get bookings in the first few days, and as the days went by, the bookings dropped. For you, in your case, you might start slowly and then build up. Eventually, at least within the next few months, you should be able to build up enough student list who will keep coming back to you. That's a good thing about Preply and Engoo. As long as you're able to impress the students, they will become returning students, keep coming back to you for as long as possible, as long as they're comfortable with you and you are consistent on the website. Something else you should also know is the fact that you can work for more than one company. Yes, you can actually work for Preply and Engoo. You can work for Cambly and Novakid. It depends on your time, your schedule. If you're a 9 to 5 already and you just need a side hustle, then maybe one could work for you. But if you need a job and you need good cash, good money, you could work for different companies at once. It's not a problem. In subsequent videos, I would give a step-by-step tutorial on how to apply for Engoo as an ESL tutor and also Preply, because I have first-hand experience. I've been there, I've done that, I know how the system works, so I should be able to give you all the information you need. So stay tuned for videos that come up in the coming weeks, because I have all the tea that you need in order to apply. If you have stayed till the end of this video, my goodness, my love, this is for you. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I really appreciate. If you have any questions regarding this video, regarding application, anything you need concerning applying as an ESL tutor, either to these companies I just stated or any other company that you came across in your own research, in your own time, I'm more than available to help you answer. All you have to do is send me a DM. My handle is on the screen right now. Send a DM to my Instagram handle, and I will provide you with any information you need. Any questions you have, I'm more than willing to answer. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. You are the real OG. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.